Greetings, everybody. We are going to be collecting Chromebooks today. First thing we want to do is go ahead and clean our Chromebooks. So, teacher, if you don't mind passing out a wipe to each student and then having them wipe down each side. So, top, inside, outside, everywhere you can wipe. Don't necessarily stick it in the little plug-ins, but you can wipe the keyboard and everything and make it nice and clean. Go ahead and pause this video until students are finished with that. All right, so students, just let you know, here are the possible charges that you might receive for any damages that have happened to your Chromebook. You can see that if you lost your entire Chromebook, it's $225, all the way down to touchpad. What I see a lot of the times is that students lose their chargers or their screens get broken. Something happens to the keyboard. Keyboard, even just having one key missing or the little gray thing popping out, that's a $50 charge that we have to charge because we have to replace the whole keyboard. Okay, so any of these things might be a possible charge for you today. So you will be receiving today from your teacher either a paper here if there's some kind of issue with your Chromebook, or you'll receive a check mark if we get through this and everything looks good. So in a second, as we're working through this, if a student has an issue, teachers, please give them one of these and they can fill it out. If we get all the way through and there are no issues, then you can give them the check mark. First issue we're going to look at is, will it turn on? So go ahead and turn on your computer, your Chromebook, and teachers, if you don't mind quickly walking around and making sure that every screen turns on. You can pause here. Next thing we're going to look at, is there any missing keys or is the gray border removable? It should not pop out if you turn your Chromebook upside down. So teachers, if you don't mind walking around real quick, making sure that nobody has any missing keys, or if they turn their Chromebook upside down, that little gray border doesn't fall out. Go ahead and pause here to check. Next thing we want to check is, and you probably already noticed this when you're looking for, but is there any cracked screens? It's a pretty common error or issue, so please check real quick. Pause here. Finally, we'll take a quick check over and make sure that there's not something else that I forgot to mention. Maybe a missing cover. Maybe it's got marker all over it that can't be wiped off. Maybe a hinge is broken or some other issue. Go ahead and pause. Next, we got to know that every student turns in a charger. So if they don't turn in a charger, you can give them one of these tickets. Go ahead and pause here to check. And finally, maybe a student doesn't have a Chromebook at all, so you can give them one ticket here. And obviously this ticket will be turned in without a Chromebook. So if you did not have any issues, you can go ahead, teachers, and give every remaining student the check mark paper. And with that check mark, we're going to go ahead and slide that right underneath the cover. So you should be able to pop it off. You don't have to take the whole cover off, just pop it and put it right in between so it sits between the cover and the top of the Chromebook. And pause here until everyone has a chance to do that, and you can pass those out. Be aware, everybody, that if your Chromebook, if you were able to today, there was no damage that we found, just quickly looking, it will be looked at again at the beginning of next year. And if there's any damage to it, you might receive charges for those damages. So just be aware that if you have missing keys and your teacher didn't notice it, then you might still be charged for that. So if you want to change your submission, that's fine. Just ask your teacher for the other slip. And teachers, if you don't mind, find a location in your room for your Chromebooks and put all the chargers in the box that was given to you. So your Chromebooks will sit in your room until they are collected, either this week or next. Ooh, we don't need to do that. All right, thank you, everybody.